Hi everyone, I'm here with updates on two critical issues, the Paycheck Protection Program and vaccines. Restaurants have used the federal PPP funds to pay employees during government-ordered shutdowns and partial closures. These expenses were critical for overwhelmed state unemployment systems, which were already swamped due to COVID-19, and allowed more employees to remain connected to their employers. Now, California must act to align state tax policy with federal law to ensure that those who've received PPP loans can deduct eligible expenses on their state taxes. That's where State Assembly Bill 281 comes into play, thanks to Assemblywoman Autumn Burke. The legislation would change state law to allow for these deductions as part of an effort to protect businesses that are still struggling amid the ongoing pandemic. To try and make this happen, the CRA is helping lead a coalition representing restaurants, retailers, healthcare providers, and other businesses. The coalition is working to protect the ability of all California businesses to keep their doors open by asking lawmakers to pass AB 281 before businesses file their 2020 tax returns this spring. Recipients of PPP loans are employers who have shouldered the economic burden of the COVID-19 fallout and have done everything possible to keep as many employees as possible on their payrolls. The change we are advocating for would be consistent with other states, like New York, which are working to provide similar relief to employers, and with the intent of the bipartisan federal agreement reached late last year. Without this fix, California will only exacerbate the unemployment landscape and kick struggling restaurants when they're down. Moving on to vaccinations. Lately, the biggest questions are who's next and when. Well, the CRA has been in the thick of this for several weeks, and the dust settled a bit with the governor's latest announcement about the vaccine rollout. When the state initially announced the distribution plan, the restaurant workforce was in Phase 1B, as part of the category Food and Agriculture Workers. As you can imagine, there's been weeks of great political pressure by varying interest groups to reshuffle the line and even remove these critical frontline team members from the early phases of vaccine distribution. The CRA has been adamant that the restaurant workforce, who the state rightfully deemed essential, remain in Phase 1B, Tier 1. Last week, the governor announced a reworking of the distribution plan, and we are pleased the state has reaffirmed that restaurant employees will keep their place in line. While the state has authorized Phase 1B to move forward, the timing of those vaccinations varies by local health department. More information and the status of vaccine distribution can be found online at covid19.ca.gov/vaccines. Be sure to also scroll down to review the detailed question and answer section. I'm Sabrina. I'll see you here next week.